An absolute thrilling game. That's 10 in a row, if you will, against the Crows. Let's talk about it. Before we do jump into the game, I do want to take this time out to send my love and support and thoughts to the Selwood family after the tragic passing of Adam Selwood. This is on top of Troy Selwood passing away earlier this year. It's just ask your friends, ask your family, ask your loved ones how they're going. Start up a conversation. Don't wait for Are You Okay Day or these special days, and continue talking and continue fighting the fight. And if you do need someone to talk to, my DMs are always open. I'm not, trained in anything, but I will be a shoulder for you to sort of lean on and chat to, because, sometimes life gets too busy and too much, and we need a sort of outlet or a shoulder to cry on and stuff. And, tell friends and family that you love them. Just spread more love around. Ask people if they're doing okay, and smile more, man. You never know. A smile can change someone's not even day, just their life. And just sending love out to the Selwood family and the greater AFL community. I know with the Pies and Scott Selwood, to anyone who's been affected by this and by everything else that sort of goes along with it. So sending love. So let's talk about this game. Like I said at the start, it's 10 wins in a row against the Crows, Kuwarna, and my God, what a win it was. It was one of those games where, I guess every sort of game is a quote-unquote danger game. I did feel uneasy going into this game because, like I said in my preview, the Crows are due one, right? They haven't beaten us since, I think it was like 2016 or something like that. It's 11 games without a win for them, that 11th game being a draw. So it's just been an incredible battle, right? We practically own South Australia at this point. I think it's 5 wins against Port. It's 5 wins on the even I think it's more than 5 wins at Amy Stadium or Amy whatever their footy ground is called. We literally own South Australia, right? The South Australian Pies. And it was just one of those games where it was going to be wet, it was going to be gross, it was going to be disgusting, and the Crows are coming off as one of the best attacking sides in the competition. We were down Darcy Moore, no Daicos, no worries. This game did to and fro a lot. The Crows got their early sort of ascendancy. We pegged a little bit of it back, and then we were sort of in control. I did feel, especially at halftime, that we just weren't making the most of our chances. And yes, we went on to win that match, but I feel like, and you probably saw it too, just over-possessing of the ball, over-handballing. At one point, we had more handballs than we did kicks. I think we were just trying to be a little bit too pretty and almost walk it into goal when we should have just been gaining territory. And not sure what changed at halftime, but then we came out and we played a ripping second half. And credit to the Crows, they still stuck in with us. And in that last quarter, when we pushed out to a 22 or something point lead, they did come back, kick the last 2 of the game, and we only won by 10 points. And, it's been close these last 4 games, and this is another close one, 10 points. But I thought after those 2 goals, oh, wait, they might be on here. They might get one more goal, and the damn wall could break. But the boys just held out, and it's a very, a worker-like win, a workman-like win, where we just ground out. It was heads down. We knew what we needed to do, and this is where the likes of Ned Long, Bo McCreary, Braden Maynard, the tough nuts stood up. Like Ned Long had 9 tackles, 20-plus pressure acts. Bo McCreary had, I think about 20-plus pressure acts as well, and 6 tackles, and he was sort of everywhere. I love seeing Bo in the middle. These guys just worked really, really hard, and Braden Maynard was one of the best on ground, and as the stand-in skipper, we love that, holding the boys accountable, but also holding who he was playing on accountable as well. Sometimes it was on Walker, and Fogarty did get away from everyone in that second quarter, kicked 3 goals straight. For the Crows in that second quarter. But I thought everyone played their part really, really well in just a disgustingly wet game. Speaking of defenders, let's stay on them for a moment. Billy Frampton kept Thilthorpe to no goals. Now, Riley Thilthorpe I think he was leading the Coleman, or he was close to it anyway, has been a beast all year. And I know a lot of supporters were like, oh, no more. What are we going to do with their 3 tools? And even me, I was like, oh my God, 3 tools. But then you go, okay, it's raining. That might change it a little bit. But they were still getting the ball inside 50. We were smashed in clearances, inside 50s. They just weren't efficient. And remember in my preview, I said, whoever's going to win this needs to be efficient going inside 50. And we were just more efficient. Yes, we kicked behinds where we probably wouldn't have on a dry day and just mucking around with the ball a lot. So that led to a bit of inefficiency. But when we could, we were converting our chances, and the Crows sort of weren't doing that and weren't using the ball well going inside 50 for the most part. And Billy Frampton, I think, let me get his stats up, because Billy Frampton had 10 spoils and 13 1%ers. Like, this guy was just absolutely just everywhere. He was blanketing defenders. So that's a shout out to Billy. Shout out to Jeremy Howe as well. Howie had another great game coming back from his break against Geelong. I know he was a little bit quiet sort of last week, but he still held it down pretty well. But then again, today, being undersized against those 3 tools, he did fantastic. Harry Perryman going to the half-back line. Again, I'll eat my own hat with that. The defense wins premierships, right? Defense wins games, and that's what we saw. And on the flip side, last week we had Jamie Elliott kicking 6. Will Hoskin-Elliott was our only multiple goal kicker today. 2 goals he kicked, and I think we had 10 goal kickers, which is just absolutely insane that we can share the load on a wet day like this, and our tools sort of don't come into play. But then, you look at what Memory is able to do. He takes one of the defenders, and Will Hoskin-Elliott is playing tall, and Mychek is just being, Brody Mychek. And then the midfielders, I still think Nick is carrying some sort of injury, but he goes on and has... He had a how many did he have? 28 disposals. Josh Daicos had 29, leading all comers on the field. Nick Daicos still had 7 clearances. So it was a Daicos party out there. It was a Daicos party. Both of them. It was a Daicos party. And they look flashy. They look great. They look good. But like I said at the start, it's the Ned Longs. It's the Beau McCreary's. Billy Frampton, Lachie Schultz would have loved to have played in this game. Just wet, gritty, and sending love. Hopefully he's okay to play against North Melbourne next week. But this is one of the games that could have possibly gotten away from us, but we didn't let it. And whenever the Crows were coming back, we were absorbing that pressure, absorbing what they were saying, and then spitting it out and going ahead and doing the Collingwood way, getting it the Collingwood way, and the chants going up, and it was just good vibes all around. There's one passage of play that I do want to talk about in the second quarter with Ned Long. He had 3 tackles in like 60 seconds, at least in a minute, right? 3 tackles. And then he goes off, has 2 score assists in, I reckon, about 2 or 3 minutes as well. Workman-like. And what I did love to see, Patrick Lipinski was the starting sub, and Mason Cox came off for him. Ned Long, Lachie Sullivan, Ed Allen all played a full game. Now Craig McRae is starting, and the coaches are starting to give games to these players when he can. And I love seeing Ed Allen in the team, and hopefully he plays next week, and hopefully we have a few more debutants next week as well. Last week I said when we're playing finals, or when we lose a couple of games or whatever, look back at the Fremantle game and go, this was a season-defining game, and I still think it is a season-defining game. It's a line in the sand sort of game for us, resting those players and seeing how it worked out. But look at that, right? You rest those players, Braden Maynard, Scott Pendlebury, and you come back, and Brody Mychek, of course. You come back this week against Adelaide. Those players are rested. They play great games. Like Scott Pendlebury was everywhere. Brody Mychek, we know what he can do. Braden Maynard leading the team to a victory. So these gambles that the AFL media reckon that we're having are starting to pay off, and they're going to pay off in the long run. Getting Fremantle in Perth and now getting Adelaide at our home deck were 2 fantastic wins. This one does mean a little bit more just with everything that's sort of happening, and a Sir Doug Nicholls around as well, and what a goal by Bobby Hill. Absolutely phenomenal. This team and I said it to someone outside of the G today. I've got a good vibe about 2025. It's a different vibe to 2023, but in a better way. 2023, it was like, you know, hopefully we can win it. We need to win this premiership as a monkey off the back sort of thing. 2025 is like we could go all the way. What I'm seeing now is foundations of, when I say a premiership side, I don't mean we're going to win the premiership, but a premiership side, this is what we were doing in 2023, but doing it a little bit better. We're grounding out those wins a little bit more. We're a bit more defined. Dan Houston is lambasted in the media because John Noble gains 1,000 metres, and congratulations to him. But Dan Houston, then he kicks the first goal. Then he's taking, intercept marks and stuff like that. And I think everyone, like I said, everyone was just playing their role really, really well, and it was very much a workman-like win because we're the working class club, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Now, before I go, I do want to shout out to Collingwood because I was invited to the President's lunch, which was just insane. So that's why I'm wearing like a shirt and a sweater, and I got slacks on and stuff. So that was fun. That was surreal. For a long time and still now, I do have a little bit of imposter syndrome. When people come up and want photos or talk to me and say they love what I do, it's just like, it still doesn't feel real to me. And getting invited to this President's lunch still didn't feel real, but I met some really cool people. I got to talk to Barry Carp again and his son Harry. So shout out, Harry, I know you're watching. And yeah, it's still so surreal to me. And I just want to take this time to not only thank Collingwood for that, which is amazing, but to thank everyone watching or listening or however you're sort of consuming my media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, YouTube. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing and loving every single day of what I'm doing. And sometimes it gets really hard, and sometimes I don't want to get out of bed. But the love that you guys give me and the messages that I get, you spur me on to want to be, not only the best at what I do, because I want to be the best. I want to beat I love winning and I want to be the best, but you make me want to be the best version of myself. And I've said this a lot, and I think the Selwood tragedy really just like struck something in me. But, sometimes it gets really hard, and, you guys do help me. You don't even know it. You guys don't even know it, but you help me through it. Every view, every like, every message, every photo, every smiling face. And I want to say that I appreciate every single one of you, and I love you all to the moon and back, because I wouldn't be able to do this full time, which I'm still trying to get onto my feet, but I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. And yeah, I appreciate you all, whoever's bought merch or thinking about buying merch or subscribing, being a member on here or Instagram. And, I know I drop the ball sometimes, but, I do want to say that again. I just love you. I appreciate you all so much. Have an incredible weekend, incredible day, whatever it may be. Double shackers. Swoop you later, but more importantly, I absolutely love you.